What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my predictions for Game Week 9 in the Premier League. I do want to apologise for the lack of uploads. Obviously I've missed a few game weeks. I want to apologise. I've been kind of ill, but I've also just not been very motivated. But now I'm back. Every week, every game week, there will be predictions and reviews, I promise. First game of the game week, a very, very big game. Arsenal-Tottenham, the North London derby. I think it'll be a very good game. Two of the best teams in the Prem going against each other. Tottenham unbeaten, Arsenal top of the league. It'll be tight. It'll be very, very, very fiery. I think there'll be a lot of big moments here. I think we could see a couple of fights. Obviously, everyone loves seeing those. And as the home team, I see Arsenal just edging it. I think they'll take it. I think 2-1. But by no means will it be easy. Like I said, it's going to be. This has all the minerals to be game of the season so far, and I hope that it lives up to it. Next game, Bournemouth-Brentford. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Bournemouth win. Bournemouth are unbeaten against every team that are not in the top, that are not in the traditional top six. You know, they beat Villa, they've beaten Forest, they drew with Wolves. So, you know, I think they're actually a lot stronger than I thought they'd be at the start of the season. And Brentford looked horrible against Arsenal. They were atrocious. Obviously, it's Arsenal, and Arsenal are one of the best teams in the league. We can see that. And Bournemouth were also atrocious against them. But I think being at home for Bournemouth, this will be a game that they think they can win, and I think they will take the win. I could see Brentford winning it though. Obviously, Tony's in very good form. Recently got called up to the England squad. Didn't play though for some reason. But yes, I think it'll be a decent game. Hopefully Bournemouth win, because fuck Brentford. Next game, Crystal Palace against Chelsea. Two teams I don't like very much. But unfortunately, I do think Chelsea will take it. I think they'll win 2-1. Obviously, this is Graham Potter's first Premier League game in charge of Chelsea. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I think they do have a squad that could play to his strengths. Like, obviously the system is pretty similar, I guess. Maybe the striker, I don't know about Aubameyang's work rate compared to Welbeck, but overall, it's a very good squad. I think Mount will do a lot better now under a much more attacking manager. But yeah, obviously going to Selhurst Park is never easy, so it's a stadium that does generate a very good atmosphere, mainly at night, but it's a 3 p.m. kickoff, so they won't really have that. But well, I mean, it is a very good stadium. The fans are very good. As much as I don't like them, they do have good support, unlike Millwall. And yeah, I do think Chelsea will take it. Fulham, Newcastle. Now, Fulham have, I think, surprised everyone with how well they've started the season. They haven't had many easy games, but they've done well. And Newcastle have been very unlucky this season, but they haven't done as well as I thought they'd do, and I think a lot of people thought they'd do. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think that would be a better result for Fulham than for Newcastle. I think Newcastle should be winning this, but with how good Mitrovic has started the season, with how good Fulham have looked, I do see it being a good game. I think either side, it could go either way. I do think it'll be a draw. Newcastle are suffering with some injuries still, which is unfortunate, because I feel like if they had a fully strength team against Liverpool, they could have won that. Against Palace, they should have won. It isn't ideal for them. And I don't think dropping more points will be ideal either, but I think it might happen. Liverpool against Brighton. Now, I think with Brighton, obviously they've lost Graham Potter, and Liverpool haven't looked great this season, but I think after the international break, you'd hope that Jurgen Klopp has been able to re-motivate the players. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 Liverpool win. Again, I think it'll be close. Obviously, in this game last season, it was a 2-2 draw. So you never know, Brighton could pull off another upset. They've started the season extremely well, unlike Liverpool. And yeah, it'll be a good game. I think it could go either way. It could also be like 5-1 to Liverpool, if because in terms of actual quality, you would say Liverpool have more quality on paper, but they haven't shown it this season, whereas Brighton have just worked really well as a team. And although Brighton do have some very good players as well, you do feel if Liverpool are fully at 100%, they should be able to win this with relative ease. But yeah, Brighton are going to be a tough team. And they've shown that already. They're doing very well in the league. They're above Liverpool, they're above Man United, they're flying. And above Chelsea as well, should mention that. Fuck Chelsea. Southampton against Everton. These are two teams that don't really provide a lot of entertainment in terms of high-scoring games. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Again, it could go either way. Both teams fairly evenly matched. You know, I'd say maybe if Everton have Calvert-Lewin back, you'd probably say they have the slight advantage. However, will he start? Will he not? I don't know. I think Pickford should be back, but again, he might not be risked. So you never know. Southampton being the home team could go either. But I'm going to be honest. I think Lampard is quite underrated. I think he has been getting a lot of stick, and I think he's done well with the squad he has, because it's not very good. And with Calvert-Lewin obviously being in, they don't even have a striker, so the best player in the summer. I think he's done well. West Ham against Wolves. Both teams have started poorly this season. I think I expected Wolves to start how they have. They're a terrible team. I've said this multiple times. Don't think they're good at all. The most overrated team in the league. Everyone gasses them up for some reason. They're not good. And I do think that they are where they should be, because I predicted them down there. However, West Ham have not had a good start at all. Obviously, again, they've been quite unlucky against Forest. Forest's first game back in the Prem, that was always going to be tough. And West Ham could have won that 4-5-1 had it not been for the heroics of the woodwork and Dean Henderson in goal. And obviously, if Declan Rice could have taken his penalty a bit better, then, you know. Against Chelsea, they were robbed as well. Should have got a point there. But overall, they have just not been good enough. However, I do think they have the quality to beat Wolves. They should have the quality to beat Wolves. Wolves are a terrible team. I'm going 3-1 West Ham. We could see Diego Costa back in the Premier League as well for Wolves. It's interesting to see how that goes, because he is quite old now. He's like 33 now. Obviously, he was actually really good to watch at Chelsea. I felt like, you know, he was just aggressive. He made the Premier League interesting. So it'll be good to see him back, but I don't know if he'll even start, to be honest. Manchester City against Manchester United. Well, City could blow United away here. Like, genuinely, they could. But also, United on the counter-attack look really dangerous. Against Arsenal, they look dangerous. Against Liverpool, they look really good. And Manchester City are not good at dealing with teams coming at them. Rashford will be key. I think Eriksen will be key as well to unlocking the defence. Obviously, Anthony will be key as well. And if United do score first, I think City could lose this. But I am going to go with a 4-2 City win. I think Erling Haaland against Lisandro Martinez. You know, although I think he did well against him in the Champions League when Haaland was at Ajax. Haaland was at Dortmund and Martinez at Ajax. I just feel like Haaland is so unstoppable right now. United's defence couldn't even deal with Gabriel Jesus properly. They had to have like 3 men on him at all times to stop him. And I think with Haaland, you know, he'd easily outmuscle Varane, he'd easily outmuscle Martinez. Maybe Casemiro, if he starts, will have to mark him. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes. If United do sit back, though, I do see City just destroying them, man. But good news for you, United fans, Maguire's injured. So, you know, you have to worry about him impeding anything, because he is terrible. He's so bad, it's unbelievable. Leeds against Villa. I'm going to go with a 1-0 Leeds win. Again, I do think this could go either way. Villa beat Southampton last time out, which did relieve some pressure that Gerrard had on him. And finally, Monday night football, Leicester against Nottingham Forest. The two teams at the bottom of the league. Leicester was just 1 point, Forest was 4. I believe Leicester City will get their first win of the season, 3-2. Now, it'll be a high-scoring game because both teams look terrible defensively. Leicester have the worst goalkeeper I think I've ever seen in the Premier League starting. You know, he's so bad, it's unbelievable. Danny Ward, you are an absolute fraud. Dean Henderson hasn't looked great in recent games either. They're conceding 3 to Bournemouth, conceding 3 to Fulham. Both games are elite. Forest, your defence is terrible, man. Spending all that money and still being this shit is just atrocious. But I think Leicester do have more quality going for it. Like, James Maddison is such a good player. Can't believe he's still at Leicester. Can't believe he hasn't been selected for England. You know, I think he's got to move on, whether that's in January or at the end of the season, who knows. See, Tielemans is there as well. In attack as well, Daka, he's looked decent in spells. Vardy hasn't looked great this season, but he still will always be a threat. And, you know, with Forest, maybe they've had more time to gel, but I just don't think they'll take it. I think Leicester need this slightly more. And I think if Leicester don't win this, they are down, man. It's so, like, unless they pull off a miracle or they actually sign a goalkeeper in the next window, they are gone because they look so poor. If they can't beat Forest, who can they beat? You know, like, yeah. Hey, those are my predictions. Thank you for watching. See you soon for the review.